So when I was in California, I was stationed in Victorville, California. It's in the high desert. I met my first wife. The reason I bring her up is I feel like I owe her everything in my life to where I am now, because we were just casually dating. And I mentioned earlier I get these red line orders to go to Germany. So when we were casually dating. We weren't serious. I didn't think at the time. I tell her that I get these red line orders and that I have to leave in basically 3 weeks. She freaks out. I'm an old romantic. She's crying. Oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm in love with you. And I'm like, you love me? So I'm like, well, I mean, you want to go with me? That's how romantic my proposal was, basically. She goes, really? I can go with you? I said, yeah, but we have to be married. So that was my romantic proposal coming from the romantic guy, right? So we get married quick, like within 2-3 weeks. I go to Germany first. She follows me over once I get settled. And what ended up happening over those 4 years is she basically used me for school. She got, I think, 2 bachelor's degrees and a master's degree on the government dime, because a military spouse can basically go to school for free. So she comes with me to Germany. What was very interesting, I should have known this very early on, that we basically kind of lived like roommates. I was considered an elite athlete for the Air Force because I played for an Air Force level team. And what that means in the military, at the time anyway, was if you're an elite athlete, they'll pay for your family to travel no matter where you go. So it's a free carte blanche ticket to travel Europe for fun and as a spouse. And not one time in the 4 years I traveled did she ever go with me. She always stayed back and studied. It was always school, 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 study, study, study. Why that's significant is I should have, again, realized what was going on there. But I'm a big believer in serendipitous things and things happening for a reason. And she was in my life for a reason at that point, because over those 4 years, like I said, we didn't really like each other, to be honest, but we were there for each other in a weird way. But when my time was coming up in Germany, I was 6 years into the Air Force at this point. I have high-level friends. I'm going to be able to write my own ticket to where I want to go. I'm never getting out of the Air Force. She wants me to get out of the Air Force. And I was kind of taken aback by that, but I'm like, why? She goes, well, because I want a career, and I can't have a career if we're traveling all over. I said, okay, I'll be supportive. I'll get out. And I got out in 1990, and the reason she's such a vital role in my life is she brought me to Arizona. I've never been to Arizona. At that time, I was living on the East Coast my whole life, and in Germany, I never really traveled anywhere. She came here 6 months before I got out of the Air Force to get established here in Arizona. I finish out my time. I separate from the Air Force. I come back here. I'm so excited that I'm going to live in a place that has palm trees. I can't believe it when I get here. I'm like so pumped. We get to our apartment in Mesa. I come back for 2 weeks. I'm only here for 2 weeks when she tells me that I'm not in love anymore. I want a divorce. And I'm like, what the hell is that? Like, you couldn't tell me this before I got out of the military? Like, I got out for you, and now we're leaving. And I tried to get back in the military, but again, I think God was working in my favor and kind of closed the door on me getting back in. And within 3 months, I met my now wife of 31 years. And so I say to everyone, I never talk about my ex-wife, but there's not really anything to talk about other than the fact that I owe her everything for bringing me to Arizona, allowing me to meet my wife, and now I have 5 grandkids, 2 kids, great business, and the greatest wife I could ever imagine. So I kind of feel like I owe her for that.